What is going on, everyone? Parsnip here, and today I wanted to go ahead and do something a little bit different. Today's video is going to be a little bit more calmer as it is Sunday, and I do want you guys to just sit back, relax, and enjoy this video a little bit more than the usual. So today I wanted to talk about my building inspirations, pretty much what inspires me to build. So there are quite a few things, and I guess this varies from person to person, but a lot of the things that inspire me to build is the end results. When I look at one of my builds, I like to think of it as something that I'm making, a personal work, something that I put a lot of time and effort into, and something that I just pretty much enjoy. And it's pretty much that enjoyment, the fun that I have, and that fulfillment that I do achieve while building that makes me a little bit more inspired than I suppose say the most. I think a lot of people don't enjoy building as much as me, or like creating, or have even some patience to make some bigger builds or things of the sort. And these little things do help a lot. Something that I would like to mention about things that do inspire myself is viewing other people's work. When you're looking through the Terraria forums, or perhaps you're just playing another game and see some sort of build, you might notice something that looks a bit cool, a little bit different than the usual, and you're just motivated to make something similar, or a build that's inspired by that build. Here you guys can go ahead and see one of my builds in the background, and this build is actually heavily inspired by a build I saw in the building challenge on Reddit, if I'm not mistaken, and that just heavily inspired me to make that build. Something else that a lot of the times helps a lot is having a free schedule. When I'm free doing nothing, I not only end up looking at Terraria forums, I end up watching other people play, like Let's Plays and things of the such. And I like looking at, again, always looking at other people's work and things of the sort, and that really does help me with my builds. I also like comparing. If you are like me and you do look at other works, naturally, sooner or later, you do end up comparing your build or your room, maybe something that you made, to another person's work. And this doesn't necessarily have to be in the Terraria world. It could be some other random thing. It could be a Minecraft or another game, on a Centauri, and so on. However, sooner or later, you do end up comparing your build to someone else's build. And I think it's things like that that help you strive and to improve your build. Looking at someone work, especially if it looks a lot better than something you made that's similar, is always a huge form of motivation. You know how in sports people say that rivals is a great way to motivate a person. It helps them improve and things like that. I think that looking at other people's build does the same thing. It motivates me and inspires me to make something unique, better than what I previously done. But hearing feedbacks from others, I love it when I put a video and you guys tell me either, oh, I would think this looks a little bit better, or maybe you're just generally satisfied with my build and you just compliment it. And that things like that, and as well as others, of course, inspires me a lot to make more. So this is pretty much my content to you guys. So building and sharing it with all of you and hearing your feedback and things like that is another way that I'm inspired in a general sense, right? What can help you to build something? What can inspire you to build something? Or what can motivate you to build something? First and foremost, I think this highly depends on person to person. So if what I talk about, at least so far what I've talked about, doesn't really affect you, hopefully it affects somebody else. But creating something and making something that's your own is always something that should motivate you. Exactly like drawing. When you start drawing, you never start out amazing. We all take that one or two step back. We look back into our drawings or things like that and notice how bad they were at the beginning, even though we were very proud of them and so on. But I think it's the same thing with building, right? You start off with a square, you improve it to a little tower, you just add that one square to another square, and that pretty much makes a better building. And you continue doing things like that. Maybe you decide to make some edges, hammer down a little bit of a section, and all of a sudden you have something that looks a lot different and unique, and that self-satisfaction will always inspire you. Seeing your progress and just looking back into what you started off with to what you can do now is always amazing and always fun to look at. So in a general sense, I think that self-improvement is very important, and motivation of course is definitely needed, as you don't want to make something then compare it to somebody else's work and be down about it. What you really want is to look at that person's work, see, all right, his castle looks 20 times better than mine, what can I do to improve? You don't want to be pessimistic about things and think something like, all right, his building is a lot better than mine, I will never ever be able to get to that level. I don't think that's the case. Everybody, as long as you practice, as long as you try, as long as you're a little bit patient, these types of things will help you a lot. Now, I don't know how many people actually watched Bob Ross, for example, when he was making his happy little trees using his titanium white. It was something that inspired me a lot to try painting. Now, the first thing that I noticed was that I was god awful at painting. I still am, don't get me wrong. I don't paint enough to improve it, but I do think it's a fun little thing that I do every now and then. Nothing out of this world, maybe a little painting like once in a couple of months, little dumb things like that. And watching Bob Ross just made me realize how he made things look easy even though they actually weren't. So don't let these types of things get you down, guys. And if none of these things that I talked about help inspire you, search for your own meanings of inspiration. Pretty much find out what would inspire you. Would a very simple square building inspire you? Maybe not. Maybe somebody else is inspired by that. So don't let these things get you down, and just search for your own meaning pretty much. So just to recap it, guys, the things that do inspire me is always looking at other people's work, seeing other people play the game. It just gives me that motivation that I want to play, that I want to build. Comparing my work to other people's work, builds, even if it's not this game, if it's another 2D side scroller like Planet Centauri, if I see somebody building on it and I think, oh wow, that looks really cool, I could probably make something similar in Terraria, and I just go right ahead and on a Sunday morning, maybe drinking some coffee, and go ahead and start building. I find building really relaxing. I'm not sure how a lot of people take the building thing. I know a lot of people comment on my videos saying, wow, I'm very patient and whatnot, but I don't think that's actually the case. What I do think is that I enjoy it. So as long as you enjoy what you're doing, you're not gonna really get bored. Of course, sooner or later you might run into a stalemate, like you're not gonna maybe be inspired 24/7, but those times that you are inspired are always great times to play the game, to enjoy Terraria, and just have fun. Overall, having fun really does help you. And lastly, search for your own means of motivations. If seeing other people's work doesn't help you, if your progression in building, like from your start to finish where you are now, is not motivating you, search for something else. It doesn't have to be these. Maybe you just like the game, maybe you just enjoy building, maybe you just want to watch somebody stream League of Legends on the side while you're doing something. In my case, I actually do this a lot. I put something on the side. Maybe I watch a Hearthstone stream with Trump or Crypt. Maybe I watch a League of Legends stream with Double Lift or Cutie Pie. Maybe I watch some Overwatch games, and so on. So it really depends on you, and I really do hope this helped you guys a little bit into my mind, into why I make my builds. Pretty much I find it fun and relaxing, but pretty much what inspires me to making these builds is what I've said so far. Hopefully this helps you guys find your own inspirations. If not, I'm truly sorry. Hopefully you guys discover something else that helps you motivate. But don't forget, guys, be patient. If you're not really in the mood to build, don't force it. You don't want to lose that little motivation that you do have. So as always guys, thank you all for watching this very different video since it's just me talking. I've been doing a couple of these lately and it seems like you guys really do enjoy my opinion on things related to building. So as always guys, thank you all for watching and I'll catch you all next time.